how to create nail content. This has to be one of the top questions we get at our social media segment at our OWC class. We're going to show you exactly how to do it right now on the Biz Talk. I'm having troubles today.
It only took like 300 tries.
I know. As we're talking about how to create nail content, here I go, literally taking 80 takes.
And
Don't do that.
Every time he says, one more time.
One more time. I kept I just couldn't get the words out of my mouth, which normally, trust me, that's never a problem for me to get words out. But today somehow it is.
Okay, I took a nap, did some laundry.
Did some backstrokes.
Yeah.
So, did some laundry?
I don't know. It's just random.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I just had this visual of like you just stepping away and like there's
I literally drove home,
did laundry and came back.
and who am I kidding? I don't do laundry anyway.
Creating nail content, Tracy. This is a question we get all the time at OWC, and I love this question because this is right up our alley. This is what we do the majority of the time at Young Nails. How do you create, first of all, how do you create content? Second of all, volume. We not only create content, we do it, a lot of volume.
A lot.
Yeah, every single day. There is a method to that madness. There are some tricks, so to speak. And the tricks aren't really tricks. It's just things that you have to force yourself to do.
Yeah.
But I love this question because, number one, it is so important for nail professionals, anybody in the beauty business, anybody in business really, to create consistent, regular content daily. But how do you do it? How do you do it, Tracy?
Well, here, because you just go, oh, well, you do your nails and you take your pictures.
Right.
But it's not that easy.
Right.
Because first of all, we get in our own mind.
Well,
but
yeah, I was going to say, it actually is that easy, but it's not that easy.
It's not that easy because we're human, I guess. But for me, for doing it for us, it's well, there's a lot, but you just have to plan it, right? It has to be, this is not an option,
right?
Not to do today.
Not to post.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I get a call from him. I don't like those calls.
Yes.
I'm going to get the call anyway. But
yes.
So it literally has to be part of your job.
Yeah. I think that's a great point. Number one, it's almost like it's forced, right? So here's the thing, right? Like you work for Young Nails. So like if I say to you, Tracy, you have to post, well, you're going to post, right?
Absolutely.
You're going to post, right? Me as the owner, I can say, well, maybe I won't post today. There's nobody actually like holding me accountable directly. Like I have to hold myself accountable because
I'm going to call him.
Yes, you're going to call me.
It's not going to accomplish anything. But
I'm going to laugh.
Like you didn't do that.
But the thing is that I mentally say to myself, like, I think that's a great point. It's like, there's no option.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing is like, whatever it turns out to be, that's what I'm posting. And yes, it's going to be crappy at times.
Yep.
Like, especially in the beginning.
Yep.
It's going to be crappy in the beginning. I'm just telling you that right now. But you force yourself to do it. That's really the first step.
Well, it'd be like you coming in today and saying, you know what? We don't feel like shipping any product today.
That's the same thing.
Same thing. It's just part of the job. It has to be done.
It has to be done. So another great point that Tracy is making, what essentially, that's how important nail content is to us, is just as important as shipping product. You might say, you guys are nuts. I say back to you, it's true. But, we hold it that high of importance. Is there's no choice. There's no choice in shipping. We got to ship out products. There's no choice in customer service. We have to provide great customer service. There's no choice in creating nail content. Now, the thing is with nail content is that it gets a little bit better as we do it. Yeah. So You don't know how good your nail content is until you post it. Then from there, like, you're going to kind of get a feel for the market. And I'm not saying do exactly what the market needs, but of course you need it's that balance of guidance of like, where am I with the market, where my posts are. I want to improve them, and I want to make them better, but it starts with posting,
Yeah. And I would
it's hard.
say what people need to understand too is this is not something that we actually liked at first.
Initially.
We were both like
against it.
Yeah. I hated it. Honestly, I was like, social media, I hate that. Now I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm addicted to it. But it wasn't like something that we naturally came in and said, oh, we got this. We understand it. No, we didn't understand it. And we love doing it. No, we didn't love doing it.
Well, look at how it went, right? If we go back 2.5 years ago when we started, I wasn't even posting nail content. I was posting a vlog of me traveling somewhere, Tracy.
Traveling across the bridge, trying to use the restroom.
Yeah, literally.
Which I found entertaining.
Yeah,
but
sure, somewhat entertaining. But
it's a nail company.
It's a nail company. So, like, that's the thing. I mentally said, I have to, like, we've got to start posting, and I don't know what to create.
Yeah.
But it's going to be this. Initially, I thought it was going to be all this business content. I had no idea. But if you go back to the first vlog, you will see it has nothing to do with nails. It's me going on a trip to a conference. The first 3 episodes have nothing to do with nails, and then slowly started to figure out we need nail content.
Nail company might need nail content.
This is why I love using myself as an example, Tracy, because there's actual record of it. You can go back to the first vlog and see I didn't know what I was doing. And even though it was so obvious that we're a nail company and we should be posting nail content, it wasn't that obvious to me.
Well, you kind of were, right? Like you had videos on YouTube of
nail content.
Not nail content. And you knew we needed to break from the norm.
Right. And that's what I was trying to do, right?
And you were.
Right.
And you did.
But I broke way far.
And this is classic Habib, by the way.
Totally.
It's like, just boom, we're going to do it, and we're just go.
We go. And we did.
And that's the best.
It was the best thing that ever happened to our company.
Think about if you'd sat there forever trying to think about it and make it perfect.
Tracy, nothing would have happened.
No.
And that's also, Tracy's on fire today, man. These are all the hits that she's talking about. You just have to start. And that's what we did. I just started. All of us were on this journey together. And I'll tell you, I'm sure there's a lot of people at the company that were, because we have we have less than 50 people that work here, but I'm sure there were people at the company going, what in the hell is our CEO doing?
Oh, they say that every day anyway. I do.
But they were like, what is he, what the hell is he doing?
He is done, lost his mind.
Honestly. And for me, it was I knew eventually I'll get it. Yeah. That's the confidence I had, was I'll figure this out, but I'm going to look stupid. I realize that, I get it, but I gotta start putting out content, and then we'll tweak it as we go.
Let me ask you this, because I don't know if it was, but let me ask you, when we did demos in the past, it was always Greg, right?
Yeah.
Because he's the nail tech,
right,
of the two brothers.
Right.
How comfortable were you kind of coming out from the business part and
getting in front of camera?
Yeah.
I was extremely uncomfortable with it.
Right. I think people naturally see you in front of the camera now, and they're like, well, he loves it. And and he's a natural at it.
Yeah.
And, but.
And maybe I have a knack for it, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Right? I do feel comfortable now. I do love it now. But the thing is that I had no idea I would like it unless I started doing it. I had to try it. And if I just was settled with, if I fell into my comfort zone and I said to myself, you know what, this is not for me. I'm uncomfortable with getting in front of the camera. It's Greg's job. He's the front guy. I'm the business guy. If I went with that, our company may not be around today because we were on a downward sort of like spiral at that time. So, and that's what actually motivated me was like, I saw that we were going down and I'm like, I got to do something. And I didn't want to put the expectation on anybody else. I was like, I need to take this on and do it. And so I broke out of that comfort zone. It was a huge personal risk for me. I felt stupid doing it. I did. I was embarrassed, but sometimes one thing I do often is like when I encounter an embarrassing moment, I absorb all of it in. I stand there and I say to myself, look, you look like a moron. This is amazing. Feel embarrassed. Embrace the moron. Embrace the embarrassing moment. I literally do. And I'm like, wow, and then I look around and then all of a sudden I kind of feel normal and I get kind of comfortable with it. And so I've done that for a very long time, like feeling really uncomfortable with feeling comfortable, with those moments. So this was kind of another layer of that,
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like they say, embrace an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
You're just embracing that feeling.
Feel it.
And you're never going to get past that feeling unless you do, right?
You have to embrace it. Yeah. And kind of roll with it. And that's what I did. And then, I got a little bit better. I'm still working on the craft today. It's a never-ending process of working on it. But how do you create nail content? It sounds so simple, but the first step is like, you got to start doing it. You have to it's break out of your comfort zone. That's how you start creating content. And then people ask, well, how do you actually, like, what do I talk about? And the thing I always say is, if you watch our Instagram stories, what do I talk about? I talk about what's happening during the course of the day. It's a theory that I follow that comes from, if you watch Gary Vee, he talks about documenting versus creating. That's the model I follow. It's like, I'm going to talk about what's going on right now. Hey, today if you look at the stories, just yesterday I put up stories about, hey, look, our design studio, this is amazing. I'm super excited. Post. Story.
This is us being idiots.
Post story. Like literally.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that it's not, we're usually goofing off. So
we're always goofing off.
It's not like we're staging that crazy look. That's just how we naturally look.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
It's us being us. And even, like we launch a YouTube video, I create a story. Mm-hmm. It's documenting, it's what's going on through the course of the day.
Talk about what you know.
Talk about what you know. And what do you know best? What is going on right now. It's as simple as turning the camera on and saying, it's Friday. I'm really having an awesome day. I hope you're having one too. Yep. Sending good vibes only. Post. Like, that's it.
Well,
that's a start.
Let's just talk about me for a second. I have to get better personally because I post all Young Nails stuff.
Young Nails content, you do all of it. Exactly.
I'm not so good about posting on my own.
You still post.
I still post,
right?
But
you do a lot of stories.
I think what I got to do is like, I have to make a commitment, just like they have to make a commitment. Let's do it together.
Right.
We're going to do it. We're going to post on our feed once a day.
Right.
Just once.
Right.
Just make that commitment, right?
On your main feed.
On my main feed.
Right.
And then 3 stories during the day.
Right.
That's good.
That's a very, very solid commitment, and it's great, and it can take all of 5 minutes to do a day.
Yeah.
But it's just the process of, look at my main feed posts. What are they? A lot of times I hand you the camera. I'm like, Tracy, take a picture of me standing right here or sitting on the couch. And I like to be ridiculous. That's part of my personality. So I will. I'm like, I do a ridiculous pose, and then it's fun for me.
It's hard to take a picture of it because I'm just dying.
You're dying laughing. I know, but it's fun. And like, it's just documenting also. It's like, this is what's going on. A lot of times I'll talk about what's going on in the business. Like, hey, we just upgraded this software. This is what's happening. Talk about what's happening. If you're doing nails, which most of you are, talk about the nails you're doing. Take a picture of it, and in the comment or in the caption, talk about the nails. Like, I love doing this set, or this was a challenging set, or like I struggled on. Talk about what's real.
I
You know what
used
I'm saying?
Nail's product, and it was perfect.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
And Habib's amazing. And he's cool. And Tracy's Talk about what you know. But in all seriousness, you got to talk about what you know. And directly speaking, a place to start is what you know is just what's going on around you right now. It's that simple. Tracy always says this in nails, don't overthink it. Well, in content, it's the same thing. Right. Do not overthink it. You will get trapped. People ask me too, what's the best time of the day I should post? And I'm like, don't think about that right now, because if you set a time of 3 p.m. is the best time to post, because that's when all my followers are on, for example, and you miss that 3 o'clock, you're not going to post. Yeah. Sometimes I post at 8 a.m. Sometimes I post at 8 p.m. Sometimes I post at 1 a.m. when I'm editing. I just post, this is my own personal, right? I post once a day on my main feed and maybe a story, and that's my personal. Most of my focus is obviously on the business. We're doing 5 YouTube videos a week, doing 10 to 15 stories a day, plus Twitter, plus podcast, plus blog, plus eBlast. There's so much. We're doing 40 pieces of content a day, so it's busy. Plus my own personal. I try to do one Twitter and one Instagram.
And then on top of that,
my personal.
You're still doing the personal.
And on top of that, I'm running the business, and I have a family, I'm not saying do all that. Like I'm kind of weird. I have a crazy energy and I can go 15, 16 hours a day and I love it. I'm not recommending you do that. Seriously. It's really not for everybody. But can you do 1 post a day? Yes, you can. Can you up your social media game? Yes. How do I create content? Which is what this whole segment is about. It's about documenting and just talking about what you know. You're a nail technician. You're a nail artist professional. Talk about that. It's what you love. It comes natural. That's how you create content. It's more of a documenting process.
And I think that the picture is half the battle, right? And then they think they have to be this master of words for
you don't
the verbiage,
right?
And you don't.
You don't.
And believe me, I've done it myself. Like I find it easy to do on the Young Nails one, and when it comes to my own,
you're thinking.
I think right, it. Right. I overthink it. It's just just blurt out what's in your mind, which is going to be a bunch of garbage for me. But just a bunch of ramble thoughts. But I like that. It's just don't overthink it.
And I'm not like. I become a victim of that too. Like, for example, this morning I was trying to do a story and I couldn't get the words out. So Tracy literally watched me do it 6 times, like re-record. And I'm not trying to get like the perfect look or like my hair's messed up. I don't care about that stuff. I'm trying to get the words out and I couldn't, So what do? I do it again. It took me like 10 minutes to finally get the story out because I couldn't, for whatever reason, it just wasn't vibing. Sometimes that happens, but don't overthink. I think this is the biggest thing to wrap this segment up. Here's the deal. You want to create content. Number 1, don't overthink it. Number 2, just start doing it and make a commitment to posting. Number 3, what do you post about? You got to document. Talk about what is going on in your day. And I'm telling you, you'll get better. You will build off of it, and then it's going to start to come way more natural. You'll get better at it. Yeah. It's a practice. When we first started this, it took me months and months of doing it every day before I got a little bit better, and now we're 2.5 years in. Yes, I've gotten much better. I've gotten faster. I've gotten more efficient, but that took I dedicate a lot of time to this craft, and I don't consider myself like, an expert. I just do it. I don't care if I'm not an expert. I just want to do it and execute, get it done.
It's part of the job.
It's part of the job. So ultimately, that's what I would say, how to tackle this. Please let us know in the comments below. How do you tackle creating nail content for all you professionals that are on social media? Let us know in the comments. Give us some advice too, so that it can help other people that are reading the comments. And with that, say thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next week on the Biz Talk.